Hey everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Avadon the Black Fortress. Today we're visiting a castle, still. We started last time, but it's a big castle. What do you want? There's an old woman sitting at this desk based on the symbol on her robe and on the wall outside her office. She is here from Avadon. Her office is full of clutter, the debris of many years of service. She stands and briefly shakes her hand. Simplicity, yes, Redbeard made sure that I knew you were coming to aid Duke Gryfyn. I am Acacia. There is little I can do for you, but I did want to give you a kind word before you left. What is your role here? I'm one of Avadon's watchers. In major castles like this one, Redbeard often places an eye to watch things, because that's what eye does. Eyes do, rather. This way he does not have to rely entirely on rumors, and if Duke Gryfyn needs Avadon's opinion on something, he can get it instantly. It is a position of great responsibility. I have duties both inside and outside the castle. I don't know why outside, but it is great responsibility to make sure you express the correct will of Avadon. Are you for Calendario then? Of course not. Redbeard will never place a Kelem to watch over Calendario. He wants his watchers to be as neutral as possible. I am a Daramite, though I have not been home in many years. That would also mean, in theory, that he would have to cycle you out periodically. Because it doesn't matter if you weren't from here, after a while it becomes your home. I've been honored to serve here almost 30 years. Yeah, that's too long. I have no regrets. It is a long posting, and there is much work. However, the food is excellent, and Agathe across the hall gives me a discount on the stylish robes she makes. Isn't she nice? Whenever someone wants to give Avadon information or ask for a boon, they can come to me. Mainly, however, I watch and listen. I am Redbeard's eyes and ears. It is my primary purpose. And they probably know that you're the spy. Well, I was to occasionally travel the Baraza Woods, watch things there too, but then I aged. It is a shame. There are things happening out there that we should be attending to, but I lack the resources. Anything I can help you with? I hoped you would ask. The Baraza Woods is sparsely settled, but it attracts those who appreciate the lack of authority, smugglers, spies, and the like. I have heard patrols discussing a man named Orion. They often see him wandering out there. He claims to be a woodsman. He seems mad. They find him amusing. I find him suspicious. If you see him, follow him around for a bit. I would like to know if he ever shows signs of not being who he seems. Where in the Baraza Woods? Along the main east-west road running through the woods. It might take some searching to find him. If you find an abandoned campsite, it might be one of his. Am I supposed to just stay at an abandoned campsite? I'll remember that, actually. Probably not. However, my job is to watch the things I feel need watching. He qualifies. He is innocent. If he is innocent, the gaze of Avadon will pass him by. That's for me to decide, though, right? What do you think of the Duke? I wish the Pact had many more like him. He was born to wealth and power, and he is determined to do great things. He wants peace with Holklander. A risky path, to be sure, but I hope that he succeeds. Of course, peace would be nice. Do you think there's hope? Yes, but not in my lifetime. Still, if it happens, it will be because of the energy and courage of people like Duke Gryfyn. Such a peace would be a great thing for Avadon. Assassinating everyone in Calendario and the whole Clander who tries to foment a war over the Baraza Woods takes up a good deal of our time. Sure, that's cheerful. Not at this point. He seems energetic, competent, and sincere. Okay, and you don't have any hint that it might be fake. I know that there is even combat in the halls of the Black Fortress. Yes, escaped prisoner. Shadow Tarkus slipped from the cells of the fortress. Many things have gone wrong lately, suspiciously many things. Do you know why? Probably not, Guy. No, and it's part of my job to say nothing until I am sure of it. Rest assured, every eye is investigating. Of course. Any advice? Only to be prepared and watch your back. It is very dangerous on the roads for a hand these days, especially in a wild place like the Baraza Woods. Alright, bye. Oh, yay. Can I check his... Okay. She probably would not allow me to take the ruby. What's in here? Someone, apparently. Oh, kitchen. The main kitchen of Castle Vabo. Meals are prepared here for everyone of import in the fortress, from the Duke on down. Calendario is very proud of its cuisine. Every man in the Pact is able to make good food, but the Kelem have developed a style of cooking of great delicacy and complexity. No other race in Linnaeus takes the finer things so seriously. Kitchen staff, kitchen staff, kitchen staff. Okay, nobody to give me a quest to get this many strips of meat or whatever. bags of meal, kitchen staff. Alright, everything's fine. I could take some food. I'm not going to, but I could, is the point. The Titan Peaks. Hey, I learned something. I think this gives experience, right? Courtier who's probably eating. I'm sure the game implies that. Oh, the commander, right. I saw that on the map, didn't I? And then you have the Duke right there, and I still need to explore the inner side here. Alright, Commander. The man sitting at his desk wears the insignia of a commander in the packed army. This makes him very important, with a huge force under his control. Not surprising, considering the stature of Castle Verbeau. When you enter, he sets aside his pen and arises to greet you. Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Commander Peveril of... Do I pronounce him in French or not? Peveril. Well, it doesn't change that much from French to English, so whatever. I have been informed that Duke Gryfyn requested your presence, and I will do all I can to aid you. Cool. You have not spoken with Duke Gryfyn yet, have you? I would not speak with you before our leader does. You will find him in the Grey Hall. Fine, I guess I'll go talk to him before I explore the rest, because everyone just doesn't want to talk to me. Oh, there's two people to talk to here. Yes, I am. You do look young. Let the courtiers lurk in the corners and wait for their turn. With the Duke, you are from Avadon. You will speak to whomever you want, to whenever you want to. You ignore their envious gazes. You approach Duke Gryfyn. As his assistant sighs in irritation and starts to rearrange his schedule with sharp motions of her pen, the Duke of Castle Gryfyn rises to greet you. He has a blazing smile and youthful enthusiasm, and he seems genuinely happy to see you. Simplicity, Hand of Avadon, I am honored to welcome you to Kelemdariel, and I am glad that Redbeard sees the rare opportunity that lies before us. My other business can wait. This is too important. What do you need of me? Duke Gryfyn rises from his chair and walks to the south, enabling him to look to the west and see the Baraza woods spread out below the castle. The courtiers suddenly become very quiet, eager to see what will happen. I am a young duke, but I have decided that I will be a great leader of the Kelem. I will do whatever is needed to keep them strong for far into the future. For that reason, this eternal argument with Holklanda over the Baraza woods needs to be settled. We cannot continue as we have done, with this grudge tormenting both sides. We want peace. Yes, an honorable peace. That is why I have invited an envoy of Holklanda here. His name is Monitor Shigaz. He is highly esteemed by his people. The Baraza woods are not patrolled by soldiers from either nation, which has enabled them to become a nest of brigands and other pests. I want to work with the Holklandans to pacify the region. That is why I need you. What will that do? Understand, the enmity between our two peoples is over a century old. Peace will be difficult to obtain. The first step is to start talking again, to work together, to show good faith. It will require years and patience, but I am young. Monitor Shagaz wait for you just outside my hall to the west. I ask that you go with him and several Kelem soldiers to a region of the Baraza woods and pacify it. Speak with Shigaz, find out what he wishes. Go with him to complete the mission. Report to me when you are successful. Why do we need to be involved is a good question. Because Monitor Shigaz insisted on it. He is willing to hear me out, but he is mistrustful of the Kelem. He will only go out with Kelem soldiers if he has Hands of Avadon to keep watch, I suppose. Okay. Am I supposed to be his bodyguard? I don't give a damn. Not at all, not in the least. I invited him here on the pretense of discussing trade issues. He was furious when he learned that I wanted to talk peace. It took many fast words to even get him to consider my ideas, but he is open to the possibility of peace, so the time to act is now. Okay. What are we doing now, precisely? Oh, I'm not sure. Something magical. Not brigands, I think. Odd monsters? I'm sure Shigaz will describe them. It's a noble goal. I mean, my character isn't exactly an idealist. Kind of is, but not exactly. At the same time, it is a noble goal to work for peace, right? And that's something very tied to Avadon's interests. And that's something she does have to heart. The Pact. It is strangely refreshing to meet someone who doesn't think that I'm mad. I do think you're mad, but you're working for something that needs to be worked on, so that's something to be encouraged. All I ask is that you help as Redbeard intended you to. Shigas is waiting for you. I can spare a bit more time if you need any other information. Tell me more about your castle, maybe? It is one of the oldest, most glorious fortresses in Kalimdariel. Our people have defended themselves on the Spire of Rock for almost 1,000 years. It has been laid siege to many times, but it has never fallen. When last? A century ago, in the Black Age, Hulkland warriors surrounded us for 2 years, but we stood. We have enormous amounts of supplies in the Undercroft. Even in times of peace, we're always ready to defend ourselves. I'm afraid so. For our love of the finer things, the lords of Kalimdariel have never been shy about waging war on each other. Of course, it's Kalimdariel attacking you and not Hulkland, right next door. Of course, Avadon has done much to prevent such strife. They have exercised their power to protect the Kalim from themselves. Weird way to say it, but okay. For about 3 centuries, one of my ancestors survived a particularly spirited spate of assassinations. He and his clan took hold here. From this post, we saw the rise of the Pact in Avadon. With all that has meant for us, they have completely changed the way of the Kalim, but in a beneficial way. Glad you're liking it. Once we acted as we wished, sometimes wisely, sometimes not. Now we must answer the Avadon's council in all things, and yet we are safer now, so it was a fair trade. It always depends on how much you gain versus how much you lose. Not necessarily what you gain and what you lose, but how much. You also have to compare how much of it, because sure, the two things have different values, but how much of it you lose or gain multiplied by value. It's a very simple way of seeing things. Other questions? This we've done already, I'm pretty sure. More about the Baraz Woods. It is a forest, only that, no more or less valuable than any other forest in Linnaeus, and yet it is special because both Hulklanda and Kalimdariel lay claim to it. It is a matter of great pride for both lands, and I think either side would rather go to war than submit. I think that this is madness, and I am not ashamed to say it. Good. In the Black Age, the brutal civil war that tore apart the Pact a century ago, then Avadon rose and helped to bring peace. Many arguments were settled, but when we had mostly settled our differences, the fate of the Barazov Woods had not been decided. I think they thought that with time, both sides would calm down and find a peaceful solution to the problem. This has not happened. Well, you're trying to make it happen now. That's nice. What can be done? I don't know. Probably nothing. Not yet. Perhaps they can be divided. Or one side can purchase claim from the other. All I know is that a solution must be found before this simmering dispute turns into violence. You are correct in that. You should never let problems rot. It's never a good idea. Because we are proud people, and many of us would rather die than simply abandon the claim. Quite literally, rather die, or die fighting. Yes, that's precisely the problem, actually. Why are you trying so hard to make peace with Hulklanda? Don't take it as a reproach, by the way, I'm just curious. Looks around at the courtiers and then voices of the Dukes of Kalimdariel. They don't seem like they are listening, and yet you are sure they don't miss a single word. I'm trying to make peace with nobody, only wish conversation. A calming, if you will. I don't want to say more at this point. That's somewhat suspicious. Why are you hiding this? Maybe you're hiding it from the courtiers, though, not from me, so I don't know. Is there more to talk to? No, I don't want to hear it again. Okay, bye. Manishashi's hunt. What time is it? Because I feel like I talked to him forever. I talked to him for like 15 minutes. Although I did some exploration, and I talked to the eye, who is called something I've already forgotten. Too bad. Scribe. There's a scribe standing at the Duke Gryfyn's side. She bears a heavy armload of scrolls, requests for aid, and other business the Duke needs to attend to. She is the one who determines how every minute of his time. Oh, yeah, this person, okay. Greetings, with courtesy. I'm Scribe Janaya, the Duke's assistant. I thank you for coming, and I hope that you will not take too much of his time. Yeah, I'm done, but you probably know that already. I guess I was supposed to talk to her first or something. I'm the gateway to Duke Gryfyn's time. I arrange meetings for him, parcel out his time into increments, minute by minute. Make sure he sees who he needs to see, when he needs to. Yeah, I'm surprised he's okay with that. Busy! He is one of the 4 Dukes of Calendario. His power and responsibilities are truly great. Once the Duke would even meet envoys while dressing and bathing in the morning and sign decrees that his head struck the pillow at night. Duke Gryfyn ended those practices. I still mourn the governing time it costs him. I mean, if you don't take time to rest, you're gonna make mistakes. It's better to do less because you do it better, you do more. I can't take his time. You are ahead of Avadon. You can gobble up as much of it as you want. I only ask that you don't. There's much rulership that needs to take place. You are stuck up. And I don't like you very much. Let's go back to the commander because he's right there. And I'm curious. Sure, I'm curious about she guys as well, but one thing at a time. I'm glad I would not speak with you before our leader has. You know then why you have come and what the Duke is attempting. It is a bold effort. I am sworn to help no matter what the risks. So, what are your duties? I command the soldiers that defend Castle Avadon. I make sure that they are equipped and trained and that we have enough supplies to withstand the siege. This castle needs to always be able to defend itself with no notice. Also, when I have more things that need doing than soldiers to do them, I can hire skilled warriors to aid me. Okay. But first let's ask him the other questions. Of course, we're not one of the calm, sedate, pretty fortresses sitting snug in the center of Calendario. We are on the border of contested territory. We are also a 2 days hike from Holklenda, a country that we were at war with a century ago. Castle Avadon's history is one of sieges and battle, and we have never been taken. I'm sure you're very proud of that, although you probably didn't participate in most of the instances where that's relevant. We are always ready for siege. We always have water and food reserves in the Undercroft, sufficient to last us for years. It is expensive, but we are always happy to have them when we need them. I'm occasionally for hire. Read all the time, although sometimes I say no. Like, I am available for hire, but for things that I consider reasonable. Anyway, you're free to ask. I'm not going to judge too much. I am pleased to hear it. Castle Avadon has constant problems with smugglers trying to slip goods past us without permission or tariffs. I have been informed that smugglers are digging a tunnel under the river to the west. I would like for you to find it and close it. Close a tunnel? Can I just kill them and leave the tunnel there? Because I don't feel like digging for half a week. Why do they smuggle goods? Because that's profitable? Are you stupid? Because otherwise, to pass the castle, they must pay a few coins for each wagon of goods going through. It is one of the most ancient and valued privileges of the Dukes of Calendario, and they get angry and violent when they are denied. I mean, okay, who's your informer? I would rather not say. This person is risking his or her life by telling me what he or she did. I mean, do you not care enough to tell me so I don't kill him or her? Well, good luck to that person. Somewhere at the entrance to the Baraza Woods. There are a few farms and other buildings there. That is where the tunnel is, probably. Inside a building, alright. Other question. Actually, well, this, I don't remember asking that. Many hands come through here. They often come see me for information and assistance. I always help them as well as I can, until it turns out that they are not what they appear. What? There was difficulty recently with one of the hands in Avadon. He was not loyal. We tried to arrest him, but he escaped. I would rather not discuss it now. I assure you that I am entirely loyal to the Pact. Interesting. Was it an impersonator or an actual traitor? And why would the eye not tell me about that? Because I guess she didn't feel it was pertinent. I don't know. Guest room. Do they leave any supplies in the guest rooms? Yeah. Cool. I don't know why they would give a sword to every guest. Or make it available for every guest. Hey, it's reserved for me! I get the big one! What did he give me? Nothing. What? You give the whoever unimportant guest swords and money, and you give me a candle. What is this? Who do you think I am? Some runt of a noble? Who gives? Oh my god. Whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna close the door to my room because I am bad at aiming. Clearly, there's a lot more to this castle, but I feel like a lot of it is actually unavailable. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. I hope she guys doesn't have too much to say because my throat is extremely tired from talking. I'm recording this right after the live, so it's been 3 hours of talking non-stop. Throat is starting to complain about that. When you have heard his plan for a new glowing piece, it is a marvelous expression of youthful optimism, based on the wrinkles in his face. Okay, he's 40 years old, I know. And yet his energy is infectious. As long as a hand is present to witness the affair, I might give Gryfyn's idea a chance. You don't think it's wise? Wise? Perhaps. I can't judge wisdom. All I know is that wisdom is rarely enough to stir people to act in this world, and yet my superiors surprised me by allowing me to work with him. Well, he's not only using wisdom, he's using youthful optimism and energy. You said that yourself. That's maybe why it works. You're helping him, then. Duke Gryfyn has a persistence and enthusiasm that can be hard to resist. I believe his attempts to help Calamdariel are genuine. If he believes that this can be achieved by settling affairs with Holklander, that is all to the good. So the question to you is, does he really believe that, or is he playing a game? It is not my place to judge my betters, however it does occur to me that, for all their warlike talk, they may truly and secretly wish for this petty argument between nations to end. Anything is possible in time, even wisdom. Yeah. Or he's trying to assassinate you, and he feels like he can deal with a hand. You know, that could happen too. So now he goes back to staring silently, and I have to ask the questions. What are we going to do? We're going to do something that nobody could argue with. We are going to rid the Baraza Woods of one of its infestation of vile creatures. There's a region of Baraza Woods called the Pits. One particular pit seems to be infested with vile creatures. We will be cleaning it out. What kind of creatures? Please! It would allow me to prepare. Not that I would, but whatever. That is a map. Leave this castle to the west and follow the road through the Baraza Woods. The map will lead you to where I and several Kelm soldiers will meet you. AKA, I put a location on your map. You're welcome! That's what about says. Oh hey, exactly the question I asked. The sorts of creatures made by aberrant magic, if you have seen such a thing. Yes, that can be anything. Tell him that you are intimately familiar with such aberrations. It is shameful that the dispute over ownership of the woods enables such horrors to escape destruction. That ends now. Who will be hunting? You, me, and 3 stout warriors of the Kelm. Only 3. That the soldiers of Holklander and Calamdariel will be fighting side by side is a remarkable thing. That alone is an accomplishment for the young Duke. It's the first step. Tiny, but first. Descend to the Undercroft, pass through the West Gate, and travel west through the Baraza Woods. Follow the main road to the west. You will come to our camp in a day's journey. I think it's going to take me more than an update to get there, unless it's really at the entrance of the next area. We'll see. Other question. How did you come to be here? You were summoned by the Duke. Duke Gryfyn requested that Holklander send an envoy on the pretense of discussing trade. It was not a desirable job, so I was given it. And now he has adopted me as a diplomat. It is strange. Okay. You probably would not have been the choice if they had known it was going to be for a diplomat position. How will they react? I honestly have no idea. They seem receptive, but I don't know. I am trapped, a tiny grid of sand between 2 great powers. I will do what I can. Why didn't anyone want to? It is dangerous for one of my people to come to Calamdariel for many reasons. The job was passed around from soldiers to diplomat to courtier and back again until it landed on my desk. Me, a lowly monitor. And why did you accept? Partly because I did not think it would be honorable to refuse, and partly because my career has been lackluster. Without distinction, before I retired, I wanted to do something different, notable, even if it was a tedious trade negotiation. Of course, I then found that much more was happening, and maybe your name is gonna be known. Much more than you thought it would. Do I have another question? No. Yay. Alright, hope to meet you soon in the Baraz Woods. If nothing else, we have the chance to rid the pact of a few pests. Alright. Hopefully when I get there, you're not murdered by the 3 Kalandarial people. I suppose we'll see about that next time. Assuming I can get there in time, I still need to visit the rest of this castle, and then the Undercroft, and then shop. My goodness. Until then, see y'all.